if you could have said, Augie, you can either be the king of the realm or have a kiss with Espelin.
And maybe become king anyway. Boom.
You get both, bro.
See, now you're...
And then you got the hot dog in the bun.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
What does that look like?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh.
Damn. Lady.
We have cough buttons. You didn't even use it. Well, hello there. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Confused Breakfast Podcast. Do you remember the pure joy of a trip to the video rental store as a kid? Yeah. It's hard to beat the modern era, the beautiful modern era of streaming platforms where you don't even have to leave your couch.
Truth.
But there was something truly special about heading to Blockbuster, picking out a movie by hand, and watching it when you got home from lair practice. On this podcast, we revisit and dissect some of our favorite childhood movies from that magical era to see if they still move us the way they did as kids. I'm your host, Mike Schulte. Joining me, as always, two dudes who long for your whispering eye. Shaun Pryor and AJ Benz, how the heck are you?
It's been too long.
It means vagina. It means vagina. It means vagina. It means vagina.
I was watching it with my fiance, and she's like, "Doesn't that mean?" And then it came up. And, oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it. You said it. You said it.
It's like, well, you were so insistent.
Well, boys, on today's episode, we say no to drugs and taste the beast with a movie that likely didn't make anyone's best movies of 2008 list, but surely holds a special place in many people's hearts. A movie that most certainly boosted attendance nationwide at all live-action role-playing events. Our first Paul Rudd movie. We are, of course, talking about 2008's Role Models.
Well, dang it.
Even before Clueless.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another nostalgic journey to the past with The Confused Breakfast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy wherever you are in the world. Take it away, boys.
Well, this episode is brought to you by our sponsors, Every Plate and Cedar Ridge Whiskey. We will tell you all more about that later. If you are new to the podcast, we're going to be reviewing Role Models scene by scene with a modern eye. But in order to do that properly, we must first discuss it with pure nostalgia. AJ, tell us the first time you saw this movie and what your rating was nostalgically.
Oh, I didn't want to go see this in college for some reason, because I was just into college, I think, and I didn't want to go see it because I did not believe. I was like, oh, okay. Great. It's like good cop, bad cop, but they're not cops. So, that's what we're going to do. It's like a buddy cop movie without cops, you know? And I thought that it was going to be just like another cash grab because of Sean William Scott, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. So when I finally ended up seeing this, probably a couple of years after it had come out, I did actually end up really liking it. Because I thought it was going to be way more tame than what it actually was. Because you got kids in it, right? What are you talking about?
Can't be funny.
Can't be funny. And then again, another cash grab because you have Christopher
Mintz-Plasse.
Yeah. And so I'm like, they're just trying to get more Fogel, whatever, McLevin. I'm like, okay, neat.
Weird.
I finally saw it. I actually thought it was very funny. I thought the jokes were there, and then it really started to snowball when I found out more about how who all was involved with this movie. So I will give this. I think I finally saw this and thought it was great. I will give it a 7.
7, dude. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that you just said. There was a period where there were a lot of movies that I initially was like, nah, nah, and it was really in the 2000s, late 2000s, where you just didn't watch it because you just thought it would suck. So I'm talking Hot Rod, Grandma's Boy, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Wet Hot American Summer, where you're just all these. You're like, that's dumb. Why would I watch this?
Yeah.
But I think it's amazing because it creates this low expectation that when you finally see it, it blows you out of the water.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall was that for me.
Yes.
Same.
Yeah.
Every one of those movies I mentioned were like high-rated movies the first time I saw them because of those low expectations, which is why I chose this one. This is actually our newest movie that we've done, I think.
so.
Yeah.
I wanted to start pushing us into that late 2000s because there is a lot of resurgence of some of these type of comedies there. So I'm an 8.5 nostalgically.
Nice.
Right on. Right on.
Shaun, what about you, man?
I'm going to have to take an L on this one.
No!
In the form of an NA. I've never seen this before.
Exciting.
For all the reasons you guys just said, where it's just like, oh, another one of these stupid comedies where it's just like they're kind of rinse and repeat, kind of the same. Like Knocked Up, they kind of have the same cast, with Christopher Mintz-Plasse and everything. So I just never got to it and never really saw it.
I'll be anxious to see if you have the same modern day reaction that we had when we finally saw it. So that'll be fun. We do have an executive producer, Michael Giuliano's with us today.
All right.
He says, growing up, I had a cousin who for some reason was obsessed with Sean William Scott. That meant that every year on vacation, our DVD pile was stocked with every American Pie movie, Road Trip, Evolution, Dude, Where's My Car, Final Destination, and whatever other obscure movie in his filmography that my cousin could dig up. Finally, after making us suffer through the Dukes of Hazzard and Mr. Woodcock, we had to not so gently tell Cousin Nick that not every Sean William Scott movie was a cinematic masterpiece, and he had to give it a rest for a while. Flash forward to us on vacation in Maine the next year, and he brings out Role Models and swears that it's actually amazing and hilarious. And he's not just saying that because it's got his favorite actor in it. Reluctantly, we all agreed to give him one last shot, and we put it on for the whole family. And honestly, I think our lives changed that day. It managed to make all of us, both kids and parents, laugh our asses off. And we probably spent the rest of the week quoting lines from the movie to each other nonstop until our parents probably wanted to throw the DVD away. What did we want for breakfast that morning? Cocaine. The beautiful foliage surrounding us wasn't just green. It was Shrek's piss green. This movie was probably the only movie to dethrone Step Brothers as an endlessly quotable, raunchy comedy the first time I saw it. And it would hold that top spot for a good long time nostalgically. This is a 9.
Damn.
So that takes us collectively to a nostalgic score of 8.17.
That's high.
Pretty high, right? So that's
Wow.
going to take it actually into the 18th spot, tied with Spaceballs, just below Mortal Kombat, just above Blank Check. Is how we feel about this movie nostalgically.
Wow.
That's fun.
Wow.
And so we're going to strip that all away. We got to talk about this with a modern day rewatch. So we got to learn all the important details in the movie. Shaun, what do you got, man?
Important. There it is.
Damn it. It's right there. I wrote it. And I didn't read it.
Produced by Scott Stuber, Mary Parent, and Luke Greenfield. Story by Timothy Dowling and William Blake Herron. Screenplay by Timothy Dowling, David Wayne, Ken Marino, and Paul Rudd. Cinematography by Russ T. Alsobrook. Music by Craig Wedren. Edited by Eric Kissack. And directed by David Wayne. Cast: Paul Rudd, Sean William Scott, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, Bobby J. Thompson, Elizabeth Banks, Jane Lynch, Ken Marino, 80 Miles, Joe Trulio. Is that how you guys say it?
Latrulio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt Walsh.
Joe Latrulio.
Lotrulio.
Joe Latrulio. Matt Walsh, Keegan-Michael Key, and Louis C.K. Originally, the film was announced in 2006 with different filmmakers attached. Timothy Dowling would write the script, and Luke Greenfield would direct. The film would essentially be on hiatus, and in the meantime, the film Knocked Up would prove to be a huge success. When being interviewed for press during Knocked Up's release, Paul Rudd would announce that he was commissioned to write a draft of the script, and David Wayne was signed on to direct. Originally called Big Brothers, then Little Big Men, before finally landing on the title Role Models. While on set, as David Wayne and crew are one to do, the cast did a lot of improvisation and constant script changes to freshen up the scenes. The creative choice was squashed when the writer's strike became in full effect, locking in a shooting script for the crew. So basically, once that is in, any improv or anything is technically changing the script, and it's technically writing.
Yeah.
Because you're commissioned and being paid to do this, so you can't do any of that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Now that is over for this year, so that's nice. They struck a deal. Role models for a 2-year deal. Crazy.
Sort of like the government.
Yeah.
So that way, all they can do is spend the next 2 years about talking the next time it has to come
Exactly.
up. Got
Just
it.
preparing
Okay,
for
cool.
the next
It's the
one.
media. It's all about the media, dude.
That's it. Role Models was released on November 7th, 2008, and on a budget of $28 million, the film made $92.4 million at the box office. That's all I got.
Let's take 1 second. As many of you have heard of us probably mention over the last 3 years, we always mention Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
And I'm very surprised we still have not done it. I know it's a movie that not many people have probably seen, but we need to point out that this movie has 7 people from Wet Hot American Summer, which I think is what makes it so good. You've got Nina Hellman as the barista. That was Nancy.
Okay.
Yes.
From Wet Hot. She's like, for my pussy. And Paul Rudd, obviously, in there. Elizabeth Banks, who was Lindsay. Paul Rudd was Andy. 80 Miles was Gary the cook.
Yeah.
David Wayne, obviously, was the director and writer, but also had like a short little cameo in there. Ken Marino was Victor.
Yeah.
Which,
One of the
by the
best.
way, did you catch Ken Marino's name in Role Models?
No.
Jim Stansel
Jim Stansel
is his name. Remember, I got to go see Jim Stansel. You know Jim? He's that guy. That's what Janine Garofalo says in Wet Hot American Summer. So his name's Jim Stansel in this
fun.
movie. And obviously Kuzik, which is Joe Latrulio, he was Neil.
Yes.
Which is Victor's little sidekick. Just a reminder for everybody out there, if you've not seen Wet Hot American Summer, hit play on it.
Let's maybe put a stamp on it right now and say next summer, the next coming summer, we will do Wet Hot American
Probably going
Summer.
to have to be.
Done deal?
Yeah.
Well, up next, we got to talk to AJ, who did research for us, gives us the ratings, reviews, critics, and fans alike. What do you got, man?
Guys, you can feel free. I'll tell you what. The tomato meter here is not going to turn your piss green. It's going to turn it red. That's right. It's the tomato meter. But seriously, if it does turn red, you should probably go see a doctor. Let's see. 77% certified fresh tomato meter.
You know what
Okay.
that's tied with of any movie we've ever done? That is tied with The Lost Boys.
Lost Boys.
I thought you were going to say every movie we've ever done.
I was
Pretty
going to
close.
say 74% from the audience. They are in pretty strict agreement there. 6.8 on IMDb.
6.8 is going to put that slightly below Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, slightly above Armageddon is how the fans feel about this movie.
Above Armageddon.
All
Above,
right.
slightly above.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah. Guys, Roger Ebert over at the Chicago Sun-Times gave this a 75 out of 100.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, that's 3 out of 4. The kind of comedy where funny people say funny things in funny situations. Not the kind of comedy that whacks you with the manic shocks to force an audible Pavlovian response. I just read this only because he said it's just funny situations, funny things are being said by funny people.
Yeah.
Like it.
Thank you. That's about all I needed.
well, comedy?
Oh,
That's weird.
well, let's not jump ahead here, okay,
Okay,
Shaun? Please,
okay.
please, okay. How about something on the a little bit? Well, I mean, I say lower end. There wasn't too many like terrible ones actually out there. Let's see here. Stephen Ray at Philadelphia Inquirer gave it also a 75 out of 100. Another 3 out of 4. Sorry.
7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you, Shaun. Yeah.
Keeping up here.
750 out of 1,000.
1. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
No, that works.
It's pretty formulaic stuff and earns its R rating with profanity and unapologetically gratuitous female nudity, but somehow has a winning knucklehead charm.
Nice. Knucklehead. It's not
Nice.
said enough, you know?
You know,
bring that back.
I think we should knucklehead. And no,
What
I
does that
think
even mean?
I don't know. Like you
You
give
give
him
it
a
a noogie?
knucklehead, you knucklehead.
You're in a perpetual state of getting a noogie.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you suck.
Yeah. You suck. 5 out of 10. Not a role model.
Whoa.
Said Genkin Chan
Yep.
in 2022.
No.
Let me start off by saying I watched a clip of it in TikTok, which is the coffee scene, and decided to watch it. Overall, this movie is kind of weak. It started off quite funny until both of them wind up into doing community service, which does not age well.
English major?
Aged
You want to
well.
give that a grade?
It doesn't not aged well.
Which does not aged well as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's perfect English.
Perfect.
Okay.
I just wanted to double check.
I want to hear more about what she has to say.
The story is simple, but the soundtrack was solid. At the end, all of them dressed up as Kiss was good. Only the storyline and plot was a bit slow for me. 1 out of 2 people found that helpful.
I know I would have found that helpful if I was, you know what I like to do? I like to be like, oh, I'm going to watch role models, but hold on. Let's see what the internet thinks about it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Wait.
And I would have gone in there and be like, you know what? Actually, no, you're right. It is a little slow paced for me. I'm not going to watch that.
I'm so happy I read this.
Yeah.
I hope that I can read this next one and it actually ends up staying in because I only scanned this one. So
If you're hearing this, we did not cut this out.
we did okay. 4 out of 10. Abortion is not birth control. So,
What?
Warning spoilers.
Huh?
That's what you got?
Said
Out of this?
tarnished Halidex. Tarnished Hal OTX. Let's say that.
Okay.
Warning spoilers. I was enjoying this, despite the foul language and sexual references. But movie went from a funny 7 to a 4 with 1 line.
Uh-oh.
Here it is.
Let's pick it out, guys. As Sean William Scott's character is about to have sex with a woman he just met, this emoji.
Just so disappointed in morality in general.
I think this is A.D. Miles' character in the movie writing this. He advises he doesn't have a condom, and I'm going to say it because he used like little characters in here to not write it really, but I'm going to call this guy out. He advises he doesn't have a condom, and the slut he's with replies she's very pro-choice. Condoms aren't just for birth control. They're to prevent STDs from sex with randos, and abortion should never be a form of birth control. I know these role models are supposed to be bad at being role models, but abandoning a kid to have rando unprotected sex, it's the second time they've used rando, unprotected sex is a crappy message that isn't funny, especially after the adulterous relations on the camping trip. And actresses, if you don't want to be valued less than men or abused and harassed, stop showing your breasts to the world. Modesty, it's a thing. Look it up.
This is a 50-year-old male, I'm guessing, writing this?
It's tarnished Hal. So,
all old people are tarnished.
yeah.
A tarnished 50-year-old male. What year was that written?
That was in 2022.
Yep. We've crossed the threshold of being able to think that your opinion is valid in everything.
Yes.
And projecting your own beliefs onto something that has nothing to do with it.
I would argue
Indeed.
that calling a woman a rando is just as derogatory as
slut.
calling
Or
her a slut.
Yeah.
Weird. She should be able to do what she wants.
Yeah.
Oh,
Especially with
no,
tits like that.
It's okay because in order to use the word slut, I did SL $+.
Okay.
So,
So
that
it's
made
not-
that
it's
made
fine.
up for it,
No,
guys.
for sure.
Yes.
Ruling. Do we keep that in the episode?
Yeah,
That was
for
great.
sure.
That's
Great.
I think that's a great review. I think he actually really nailed the movie. Like
Yeah.
he really
Yeah.
took it in and understood it and everything.
Yeah.
Especially the farce comedy
yeah,
bits
yeah,
of
yeah.
it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Actually, I'm going to change my rating here real quick.
see, there you go. See, we're
There we
already
go.
having an
Got it.
impact here.
There we go.
Speaking of impact, guys, this one's 1 out of 10. This is the last one, just in case that one doesn't make the cut. This one is a
No,
1
we've
out of
already
10.
agreed. It's in.
And speaking of impact, is this a movie? No, it's an asteroid.
No, it's Armageddon.
Pap SP. It's funny you bring up Armageddon. So Pap Schmear, March 8, 2009. As soon as it hits a screen, it destroys all intelligent life forms around. But on behalf of its producers, I must say it doesn't fall into any known movie category. It deserves a brand new denomination of its own. It's a neurological drama. It saddens and depresses every single neuron inside a person's brain. It's the closest thing one will ever get to a stroke without actually suffering one. It drives you speechless. All you members go numb. Your mouth falls open and remains so. And the most strange symptom of all is that you get yourself wishing to go blind and deaf. No small feat for such a sort of a movie. The only word that comes to mind, just having finished my ordeal, is outrage.
Ooh.
There's 6 exclamation marks after that.
Okay.
Good
19
job.
out of 44 people found it helpful.
That's great. I like that.
So
Is that the living embodiment of the character from Billy Madison? It was like, we are all now dumber.
Yep.
Because
At
of
no
just
point
listening to. Yeah.
did you make anyone sensible statement? Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened.
I award
Cool.
you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Simple no would have done just fine, but
All right.
Well, my friends, if you're anything like me, you're feeling the pinch of the economy and you're looking to budget that money moving into holiday season. That is really what's been happening a lot around here. I'm here to tell you the secret that I have learned to save money while eating better than I ever have. The secret is Every Plate, America's best meal kit. They are sponsoring this episode, and we're so grateful for them, for their support, and the incredible offer that they are giving to Confused Breakfast listeners. I've told you all about this before, that when my baby arrived, the months that followed, we did a lot of takeout and DoorDash deliveries. $40 here, $50 there. All of a sudden, you are hemorrhaging money without even realizing it. Every Plate is 50% cheaper than your average fast casual meal. They're the easiest way to eat affordably. Those savings will add up unbelievably fast. And if you're thinking to yourself that you're going to the grocery store, you're going to do it yourself, that's a better option, think again. You know how busy the stores are going to be in the coming months. Plus, you're going to waste so much time inside and inevitably buy more food than you need. Every Plate shows up right to your door with pre-selected meals and pre-proportioned ingredients, eliminating wasted food. Every Plate provides plenty of delicious variety so that you'll never get stuck in a cooking rut. There are 26 tasty and affordable recipes that change every single week. It's so easy to find something flavorful and satisfying for every meal of the day. Last week, the person with zero cooking skills and no clue what he's doing in the kitchen, I made a hearty chicken sausage and kale soup that tasted exactly like that famous Italian restaurant that we all go to when we get that soup. You know what I'm talking about?
One, yeah.
Tasted exactly like that.
Really?
Yes, exactly. And then I'd made a whole wheat spaghetti. Was feeling like, we could get some healthy food in us. Whole wheat spaghetti with a good, better than anything I've ever had, garlicky pan sauce with fresh parsley, fresh chives, and Parmesan that I made up myself. I was like, oh, cool. I'm just going to make this little tomato sauce.
Mike, it sounds like to me you do know what you're doing in the kitchen.
Thanks to Every Plate I do. You will be the hero of your household by not only saving money, but cooking incredible meals. I was skeptical completely until I tried it. Now I'm going on 8 or 9 weeks now straight of having 3 Every Plate meals delivered to my house with no plan on stopping. Get a meal for $149 plus $1 10-ounce steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast. Code 49confused. Subscription must be active to qualify and redeem the $1 steak offer. Again, that is $149 per meal plus $1 steaks for life by going to everyplate.com/podcast, entering code 49confused. Subscription must be active to qualify, redeeming the $1 steak. That is a $110 value. Thank you, Every Plate. Go do it. Yee. Well, boys, I know what our audience is thinking. Why would a person start a podcast? There are many reasons. Maybe they're trying to fit in with a new group of friends. Maybe they're curious. Maybe they're just bored. But whatever the reason, what you should say when someone asks you to start a podcast, say, no thanks. I'll have a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Come, let us gingerly touch our tips. Here we go. So scene 1, Danny and Wheeler are salesmen for an energy drink called Minotaur and are giving presentations at local high schools. Danny hates his job and many aspects of his life, which causes his girlfriend Beth to break up with him. Danny drowns his sorrows in Minotaur after a failed proposal to get Beth back. They do a terrible job at their presentations and crash their truck into a statue while trying to avoid being towed.
Minotaur is the best name for an energy drink.
Yeah.
Minotaur,
love that.
truck,
Minotaur.
And that truck. Oh my God. Yeah, there it is.
Ooh, here's a prop.
Does anybody want the truck?
I'll take it.
You
Fuck
want the
it.
truck?
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Why do you guys never write down your props
I
ahead of time?
sometimes do, and sometimes I don't. And this time I didn't.
Well, I'm gonna give you one then, right?
All right.
Okay, because what I want is the Minotaur costume.
Okay.
I want Shaun William Scott. I want a Wheeler's costume for next. I never think about Halloween until it's too late.
True.
So if I can have that Minotaur outfit, I feel like that's good.
Oh, and I remembered what I wanted.
Oh, damn it, I was gonna give you one.
You tell me what it is. We'll see if it's the same thing.
They're making like the plates in arts and crafts, and it says Martin is gay for robots. I want you to have a Martin is gay for robots plate.
As much as I would love to hang that on a wall, put that up on the china in the china cabinet,
but kind of hidden in the back.
yeah, exactly.
What does that say?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about that. I really want the pinball machine.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I like the pinball machine.
Maybe we put it in the studio.
Yes.
Oh wait, the Kiss one?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I want.
Dude, you got a truck.
That's a badass truck.
That
Badass,
pinball
but
machine might be worth
You know how
more.
much I'd be paying for gas in that thing?
And all the smoke cartridges you have to put in there.
Eat your heart out exhibit.
Dude, do you like their relationship? Do you like Danny and Wheeler in this, like Paul Rudd, Sean William Scott? Are they a
Definitely.
good buddy?
Oh yeah.
I think they play off of each other very well.
Yeah.
Actually. And again, this is kind of a far cry from our Stifler, you know.
Is it though?
He's got some similar tendencies.
Yeah.
But he's a way more just like I love everything kind of guy.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
not cynical at all. He's bringing to life all these like really positive things. He just loves his job. He loves wearing the outfit. He loves his buddies. I could do this forever. Like he's just living life, man. Hey, want to know what I did last night? Oh.
Dude,
He's just living it, man.
That is the opening scene of this movie.
I know.
And it's just like, all right.
I
guess
like
we're here. We're
I
going.
like later Sean William Scott roles than I do
Yeah.
earlier. Like especially like I guess just Stifler in general.
It's Stifler. I
You
mean,
know, and then he did like his like comedy action movies like in the late 90s, early 2000s,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, I like him here. I like him in Goon.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is my Sean William Scott right here.
100%.
you catch that little. There's just so many people in this movie that are just so great. You see Yorma Taccone. He's
Yeah.
Mitch from graphics when
Yeah.
they get to the party.
Mitch from graphics, take over.
Dude, that's my favorite part. He goes, "What's up, Wheeler?" And he goes, "My dick." And he goes, "He said my dick." He said my dick.
Yes.
Dude, Yorma, if you don't know who he is, he was a writer on Saturday Night Live. He's one of the Lonely Island
Island.
guys.
Oh,
He's an
okay.
executive producer on I Think You Should Leave. He did Hot Rod right after this. He was like
Great
the annoying
movie.
little. That Yorma's hilarious, and I love that a guy like that can just step into like, "Hey, dude, you're going to be on screen for like 2 seconds." He's like, "Oh, that sounds awesome. Let's get in."
Great.
Amazing. Put me in there.
Well,
Kills
all these David Wayne movies just they look and sound like they are just inside jokes of all of these buddies, and they all seem like just like a one big comedy troupe. And there's no other comedies like theirs because even like the editing in this is just so fast. Like we've talked about before in movies, where if you're not paying attention, a joke will just be gone, you know.
Right.
But like I think that's the magic of it because like, did I hear him say that or did I hear her say that? You know, it's just like so ridiculous, and they cut right from it. They don't like
They don't linger.
They don't linger on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't leave it. Or they don't leave it up to them to tell you if it's funny.
Yes.
You know, they're just like, this is funny. Let's move on.
Right.
You know, they leave it up to the audience to be like, catch whatever you want.
It
You know?
creates a rewatchability of these movies
Yeah.
where if they don't linger, it's kind of like a song. If a song is really short, it makes you want to go back and listen to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if you heard some funny jokes, you're like, oh, I might have missed something. We got to go back and watch it. It just, you want to go back and rewatch that or re-listen to a song like that. I love it.
I think it's you talk about David Wayne movies, and we talk about Wet Hot American Summer all the time. Like Wet Hot American Summer, I feel like we are going to do whatever we want with the budget we have, and just rely on the amazing people that are here. And yeah, let's do every silly joke that comes to our mind, and just let's film it, and then see if we can work it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like taking, oh, we have to go over here now, and they just walk up to the side of a shed,
Yeah,
and they just stand there,
Put their faces up to it.
right? So like that's the kind of stuff. But in this movie, in Role Models, I feel like they said, "Hey, this is a production, and they have a story to tell, right? And we need to get through this story." And we've got great actors. We've got Paul Rudd here, who's like blowing up, you know, kind of going through all these things, and they really make it a production. They got a little bit more okay with saying, hey, let's not put that joke in there.
Yeah.
The obvious stunt double
Yes.
stuff. Things like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They took that away.
Let's move away from that. Let's make this like it's an oxymoron. Let's make it like a serious comedy.
Yeah, it is.
Does that
like,
make sense?
But
no,
still.
Yeah.
totally makes sense. Like you're right. It is like Wet Hot American Summer was like on a different universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then this is in real life. It's just like a more ridiculous real life.
Yeah.
Were you, after watching Role Models for the first time, is that the first time you realized why Starbucks calls a Venti?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Is this the moment you realized that Venti means 20 in Italian?
I mean, I do the same thing where I just go up and give me the big one. I don't know. Like, is Grande not the big one?
Grande's the middle?
Fuck me. No, it's not. It's like, give me the big one.
But
why are you doing
I don't
this?
go into Cold Stone and they don't give me shit when I say I'd like a large ice cream. Oh, do you mean I love it? It's like, I guess.
No, whatever.
What is that? The big one?
The one right there.
Yeah,
the big
like,
one?
Nobody ever tells me that when I do that.
We could have got around this whole thing if you just accepted me saying large.
It's like, is this the hill you want to die on right now?
So
Is that what you
I'm
wanna do?
way in on Paul Rudd's like reaction.
100%.
I am too.
I was gonna say, like, this is not how I found out what it actually meant. I knew Venti was 20 in Italian, but it was the first time that somebody justified how obnoxious it is. Go ahead.
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, I'm actually fine. Once I learned that, I'm like, oh, Venti means 20. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, then how about we call the 10 ounce whatever 10 means in Italian? Because I'm sure Grande is actually Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Grande is Spanish, Venti's Italian. Grande doesn't mean 12 ounces. It just means big.
Yep.
That's what I
It-
thought.
it
Yeah, like
means
a
big.
chalupa grande. That's what I always get.
Because what are the sizes? You've got Venti,
It's like,
Grande. You've got like
Craig's. I think it's just Venti's the tallest. Or no, it's tall.
Tall.
Grande.
Grande.
Tall sounds really big.
I know. Why would you call your smallest one a tall?
Okay, so demi is 3 ounces, short is 8 ounces, tall is 12 ounces, grande is 16, venti 20, and a trenta.
And see, and they follow the
is
path
30.
there. I'm sure Trenta means 30 in Italian.
Well, yeah,
By the way,
I would hope.
short is a cup.
Can
So
I
why
get
are you calling that a short?
in like it's
That's
the
a
whole
cup
thing.
of coffee.
Can I get a cup of coffee?
Yeah. Why wouldn't they just say that? Hey, let's just do
Italian for large. God damn it.
Yep,
son of a biscuit.
it's fine.
I'm just saying. I really do think it's like why don't you just, if you have a coffee shop, why don't you just say cup and that's your 8 ounces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what a cup is.
Well, the point being is we've all been Paul Rudd in this, where you've and Paul Rudd's so perfect to play this role, in
Yes.
my opinion, because he just plays that like I've been in that point of life where I've just been like having trouble getting into the adult world.
You're cynical.
It's just
The
cynical
cynicism
about
is
everything.
there.
Just like everything sucks. This sucks. I love his speech when he finally gets to the kids he's already been broken up with.
Yeah.
And he says, drugs? Why do kids take drugs? Because they're awesome?
'Cause they're awesome.
No, maybe they just understood that life is pain. And if you smoke something or take a pill, it'll go away for a while. I'll drink to that. People say embrace life, enjoy life, just do it, live it. Rock it. Fuck it. Because life is horrible. You know, I may not be so happy-go-lucky, but I'm a realist. Get ready to have your dreams dashed, kids, because nothing's going to work out the way you think it's going to. Chin, chin. By the way, this stuff's poison.
And nothing he said was wrong.
No,
Nothing he said was wrong.
And as a reasonable adult, you try to encourage kids and you try to be like, yeah, I know. Like I tell my daughter all the time, she's crying. She's 16 months old. I'm like, what are you crying for? This is the best day of your life.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah.
But you try not to say that to kids. But if you have a bad day, you're 1 second away from just being like,
No,
it's
it's
stupid fucking
it's
teenager.
True. I've totally felt like this, man. Like, like just being like everything is pissing me off today, and I can't get out of this. I don't know why.
Yep.
A venti argument's gonna fucking shove me right off. But then I mean, like you're right. He is the perfect kind of person to play this
Yes.
role, where it's just like because you don't want to see Paul Rudd like this. You don't want to see him like be an asshole.
Come on, man.
And so, like, you kind of feel for him, like, come on, things aren't that bad. It's perfect casting. He really does it really well.
Live it, rock it, fuck it. He's so good. And and he's just so great because he gets broken up with, like the Venti thing happens and he's like, is that true? Like he kind of looks around and asks everybody, and then he gets broken up with. He's like, man, today sucks.
Today sucks.
And he just takes it and leaves and goes get drunk on Minotaur.
Yeah.
Do you guys drink energy drinks?
Not anymore.
Nah.
I'm trying to stop, man.
I really don't.
No.
Actually, but to be honest, so ever since I I found out you could get them at Costco and like buy like cases of energy drinks. It's now we've done it like twice now. And because I'm going to stop at a gas station and grab an energy drink. Well, the deal is 3 for $7.
3 pallets for $100.
Wow. And I was like, well, okay, cool. I can get them from Costco. Now having them so readily available, I'm just like, I don't want that. I don't want any more of these.
Yeah.
It's too accessible now. Costco, what are you doing to me?
There's a fine line because I just drink coffee, and that, I mean, I used to, like, in the summertime, I used to like have my morning coffee, and then like on my way to work, grab a Red Bull, because it's summertime, you want to like have a cooler drink, you know. But now I'm just on coffee. But there's a fine line of like 3 cups of coffee is good for me. Anything after that, even if it's an energy drink, no matter what, it's like I will be in a panic the rest of the day.
It's like detrimental and it has like the opposite effect on me.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
you crash?
Now I've had too much caffeine and now I don't give a shit about anything. The entire world is buzzing and I can't care less.
I'll tell you what though, you can definitely like overdose on energy drinks. Like,
yeah.
The first time I ever had 2 in one day, I had like 2 Monsters in one day, having never really drank them. I was on another planet.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I was feeling.
I straight up called my doctor one time as I was driving because my hands were shaking so bad. But I had like 9 energy drinks that day. And I'm like, what's going on with me? And she's like, what'd you drink? I'm like, well, 9 Red Bulls. And she's like, hang up the phone right now.
Like, I should bill you for this.
Yeah.
Like that's how obnoxious this is that you're calling me.
Do you catch the security guard there? Like nice little Louis C.K. cameo?
Yeah.
I thought it was weird that I was like, well, why would Louis C.K. be in this and not have like a funny role? It's actually just because he was pretty unknown at this point.
Yeah.
Louis on FX didn't come out until 2011. So he was still kind of like, it's 2008. He's making his way up the ranks. Again, same with Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah. No, like
I saw him and you go, whoa.
I saw him. I'm like, he will have a huge line somewhere that's going to make me laugh. Nothing.
Not a single. You almost
he had a
feel
funny
like,
reaction at one point.
Yeah.
You think, that's all.
Yeah.
You almost the modern day of you wants to be like, oh, he probably had a bunch of lines and they had to cut him, but I highly doubt he even had a line.
No, I mean I doubt it. He was just probably a good face to have in there, and just like of all these people just standing around, he was just a good face to have in there. And then they probably gave him some lines because that guy's fucking funny.
They knew him from the improv theater that they all came from or some shit, you know.
Yeah,
like come do a thing. We don't have many lines, but show your face.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to scene 2. So Danny and Wheeler are sentenced to 150 hours of community service over the next 30 days, and they attend their first meeting at Sturdy Wings, where they meet Gail Sweeney. Wheeler is paired up with Ronnie Shields, and Danny is paired up with Augie Farks. Initially, they fail to bond with each other, but eventually find some common ground. Wheeler and Danny talk about kiss and boobs, while Augie and Danny attend a lair event.
Dude, is Jane Lynch just the best at being the sarcastic, unhinged coordinator, administrator of anything, like boss?
Seriously.
You know?
They couldn't have got anybody else.
It's like, honestly, I started watching this, and I'm like, not another one of these knocked up movies, you know, with the Seth Rogen effect kind of thing, and seeing especially Augie Farks, Christopher Mintz-Plasse. I'm like, God damn it, not another one of these. And I saw David Wayne direct this. I'm like, thank
and you have to remember,
God.
it's all kind of before some of these people were like the people we know them to be.
And like
just barely.
And so you're like kind of getting a lot of that, a lot of these comedies, and this is like so much different. And I love Jane Lynch in this so much. Like just her, like don't bullshit a bullshitter. Don't bullshit me. You bullshitting me right now? Like what's going on? Just the weird quirks. You're like, what is your thing? I don't know why it's so funny.
I can smell at the moment that you came in here. You're bullshit me. So don't try to bullshit me. I know exactly why you're here.
When she backs out from the movie screen, I just have to mention this that
Oh my God!
I fucking audibly laughed so hard during this movie.
How often does she do that?
Yeah. In the video, she does this weird back on it, and then she goes, ha, ha, ha. And she goes, ha?
It's me.
And you think about the guy. What's 80 Miles' character?
80 Miles, dude.
God, he's so freaking
so
funny
good.
in this. But I can't remember his character's name.
His name is
Randy or-
Martin.
Martin. That's it, Martin. And
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. It's like, and him him reacting the same way, he's seen this now like 5, 6, 7 times. Like, oh! He's like, come on up here, Martin. Let's give him a little. This is a perfectly acceptable hug. Oh, yeah. This is not.
When he sits down, he's like, hey, first timers. And Paul Rudd goes, I don't want to sit here. We got to leave. I don't want to do this.
I can always tell when I see a newbie.
Come on now.
He plays this so well. And like, I have to say, think about earlier performances that we've had from these guys. 80 Miles is as the cook in Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah, he's more serious.
He's more like straight-laced or like kind of like very forefront of what are you doing? Did you just say dick cream?
How was Waterville?
Did you just say hump a refrigerator? No, I didn't say hump.
No.
It's like okay. It's like, and he is great in that, and he plays that role amazing. Then they bring him in to do this. Think about Jane Lynch when she was in The Fugitive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Think about that.
Wow.
Dude, crazy. She could have had a different trajectory of being like maybe even a starlet.
Yeah.
And maybe she did at some point too.
Sure.
But that was a very early role for her. And she takes this comedy route, and it is just, I could watch it over and over again, man. So good.
Yeah, and then you bring in Christopher Mintz-Plasse, and this scene where he's on the rooftop and he's doing his lair and he's like using his imagination. I'm laughing so hard out loud at these moments when he realizes they're standing there and he goes, oh, and he turns off the music. And he goes, that wasn't fully done. Please don't judge that. And also, am I going to get in trouble? It's just a foam sword with tape on it. And then when he finally goes, they leave him alone. He goes, so how you doing, Augie? And he like won't look at him. He just kind of goes.
He plays this very, very well.
Again, and it's just what happened with 80 Miles. You're taking a guy that you think, you see Christopher Mintz-Plasse, you go, McLovin.
Yeah.
Because that was his unbelievable role of a lifetime, like that we all know. And then he just flips it into this guy.
Yep.
And that's what's so great about this is these people are not the stereotypical same character they are in every movie. They're all just a little different from
He's the heart of this movie.
Yes, he is.
Him and was it Ronnie?
Ronnie.
Yeah, him and Ronnie are pretty much the heart of this movie, and it's cool to see where they are funny. Especially Ronnie is saying these ridiculous lines, but you're right. It's he's kind of it's him and what he's into is hinged on the rest of this movie pretty much.
Yeah, that's I do like I didn't ever even thought about that, Mike, that they aren't typecasting hardly
really.
anybody. Like
I mean, you got really Stifler kind of, but again, he's not. Yeah, right.
But again, it's like, yeah, he's kind of this jock, but he's like I love life jock.
Yes. And
then you have you didn't typecast Paul Rudd really. We like to see him a little bit more positive, a little bit more
he's usually the Wheeler role.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah. And then Christopher, like nobody's typecast, right? And that you're right. That is a beautiful thing about this movie, actually. And the kids, now when they make their entrance into this movie, it is pretty damn good. That was the last thing I expected to hear out of Ronnie's mouth was him just saying, he's like, "Don't touch my dick," or something like whatever that is.
Oh yeah.
Like the
motherfucker tried to touch my dick.
It's like, that's enough, Ronnie. They're just so used to it.
If any other kid had said that, it'd be like, what?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's just fucking Ronnie.
Oh, that's just Ronnie. It's whatever.
when they're at the showbiz place with the animatronics, he's going ass, butt, tit, butt, ass. And he goes, oh yeah, it certainly illustrates the diversity of imagery of butt and ass. I like how he did that.
Yeah.
It's like someone offers Augie a Coke. He's like, I like the idea of Coca-Cola. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm gonna run on the train on these chicken fingers.
Train on the chicken fingers.
I like the idea of it.
Okay,
What does that mean?
What the hell does that even mean, Augie?
Oh my god,
Fuck you, Miss
dude.
Daisy.
All right, we'll be back. Pick you up, guys. Like around 2:00. Fuck you, Miss Daisy.
I don't understand. So his name's Bobby J. Thompson. I from what I can read, he did do a couple other things, and he's got a music thing going on right now. I think he's got a couple albums, he's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
But you just don't. I would have thought this would have just propelled him into just something.
Yeah.
Because I think he might be the best funniest person in this movie.
This is a McLovin role for him.
Yes.
I feel like, right? Yeah. It is. It's like you said. I think this is like the role for him, and you're right. He's the best. He's some of the best parts of this because of how young he is, how mature he is with his language, and then how much
his delivery
on things, and eventually we'll get to like him hanging out with Wheeler and listening to Kiss, and it's just all about just banging, and you're just like, dude, like it's the juxtaposition of this young kid who is just probably way ahead of it in his years, you know, way ahead of in his years.
Yeah, Jacques Coudet. I fucking I love Joe Latruglio especially. I think is every time he's in a movie, I'm just like, yes,
yep,
you're the best part of this movie, 100%. And the supporting role that he does, like the character roles that he does, is just they're just fucking amazing.
Good morn to you.
Good morrow.
Yes, the gods doth shine on us today, right?
For a beautiful day of battle. You're just like, God, dude.
He's so into it.
If you could pick one person to hang out with from this movie in real life, like I think I'd pick him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'd pick him to hang out with just for a day.
Yeah,
just because he seems so goddamn funny.
Mm-hmm. I just love to think about like what he does outside of this. Like,
you mean like what's his real job?
His real job.
Oh no!
He sells TVs.
I just think it's got to be the most like boring thing on earth. Like, what's the most boring thing you can think of? And like his one relief and release in life is going and doing Lair with his son, who's also just as into it.
Yes.
You know, I don't know. It's got to be something good. But what does he spend his time doing outside of this?
TPS reports.
TPS reports.
Literally.
Thank you.
That is it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, then what is so Ken Jeong is King Argatron. Just unbelievable in this role. What does he do in real life outside of this?
Yeah, that they take all this so seriously.
I think
that
he still lives with his parents.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Because he's so into this and so spoiled, you know?
Yeah.
He probably still lives with his parents and like they just support him no matter what. They all have like high-end jobs.
Oh my gosh. I bet he absolutely does. He has not gotten out of like an entry-level job, whatever it is, whether it be at like a fast food restaurant or like he's still at some bottom level thing, like delivering mail at a
office.
Office, yeah.
Well, then you got to stop. Matt Walsh as Davith of Glen Kraken. I think he's like a political figure or something like that.
Yeah.
Or he's like a firefighter.
Yeah.
Because he's like, no, I just really like doing this.
No, it's a lot of.
It's just a lot of fun.
The end
Guys,
line.
that moment, come on. That's how. Isn't that like somehow insanely heartwarming?
He said it's fun though, right? It's
fun though, huh?
Contagious.
Dude.
Come back next year.
Such a
Hey,
great
give me your
time,
email.
Dude.
He's like, hey. He's like, it's fun though, right? It's contagious. I know. Come back next year. We need people, man. Hey, give me your email. It's like,
I meant that in my intro that like I have driven past Norwich Park before, like 15 years ago, and seen people doing this in the park, and I was like, fucking nerds, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then I saw this movie, I'm like, I want to do this.
It looks so much fun.
I want in. How do I get in on this?
Yeah, I mean, like even when he takes him back to the house and he's like, "You want to come see my turtle?" I'm like, "Go see his fucking turtle, God damn it!" You know. And then he's talking to. You don't want to see his turtle?
Okay, we'll see. I guess.
no.
Well, he's like Marino, Ken Marino.
Ken Marino.
Jim
And
Stansel.
he's into dragons and gators and shit. I don't know what to do. I'm like, get into it with him.
I know.
That's what you do. You know, like I don't know.
He is
lot
the
of
ultimate stepdad.
yes,
Dude,
Is he
and
not?
And he's like right in his face. He's like a close talker.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, yeah, man. And he's taller than Paul Rudd, so he's like, yeah, what do you think? What do you think about
Because
that?
you know it's like
little personal space.
it's because you're on his yard. That's probably why. I don't think he necessarily does this like at a little cocktail get together or like a happy hour, unless he's had a couple. But you're in his yard, so he's like, yeah, well, you know, and he's just getting right in his face. And he's just like, oh, hey, while I have you in my personal space here, do you mind signing this?
Yeah.
And like, he is just all about taking no responsibility for anything he doesn't have
Nope,
to.
that's not mine.
Nope. Now, any parent stuff, no, that goes to her. It's like,
What's her name from Reno 911?
Oh, my God.
And she's fantastic in
Also
that role,
amazing.
too.
it's so good.
Well, this sets up like where the heart is in this movie too. Like this movie has like there's Wet Hot American Summer, which is just ridiculous the whole time, and so is this movie too. But like it's got like I really related to this whole thing where like these parents don't relate to especially Augie, and it just made me mad. Where it's just if you're into something like this, is like that's where you need to, like a lot of people are lost, a lot of people out there are just like don't know where their fucking life is going. If you're into something like this, you'll meet so many people, and like if that's your thing, let it be your thing and get all the way into it, but these parents are just like, no, we can't have
Well, it
this in our
sounds
family.
dumb if your kid came home and explained that, oh yeah, I wear this cape and I have this sword and we do fake battle and
Yeah, but
there's
what about
mythical
football?
creatures. Well, what I'm saying is it sounds dumb.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
But if you would just pay attention and maybe just be like, oh, well, hey, I'd really like to learn more. Can I come watch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you'd go, because the first time they actually finally go look at it, they're like, oh, this is actually
This
pretty cool.
rules.
He's
Wow.
actually pretty good at it.
Look at the commitment.
We get to drink beers after this?
Yeah, exactly. That was the moment too that I think I was like, who was it? It was Wheeler, I think. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go get a beer. You have to die an honorable death.
Me and Davith of Glen Kraken are going to share a beer.
Yes.
He brought some craft beers with him.
And like, I think that it's anything that you see all these people taking it really seriously too. Like the guy who was a centaur. He's like, great costume, man. He's like, thanks, man, thanks.
Yeah, I appreciate
I do-
it.
I
Hey, you
do-
look great. Oh, thanks. I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
man. Thank
I do actually want to bring in a new segment where you have to pick a C-roll character that maybe even doesn't have a line that you want to have been that person. Like you
Yes.
want to have been the actor that played that role, and that is who I want to be. The
centaur?
I want to have somebody in the street. Essentially, the name of this game is somebody goes, I recognize you. How do
Yeah.
I know you? And you're like, well, I was the centaur in Role Models.
Yep.
You were that guy with the
That was you.
Yeah, that's what I was. So
Wow.
that would be the character that I would like to be.
Nice. That's
You don't have
great.
to decide one now, but just think about that moving forward. It's-
Okay.
I'll give it some thought, especially in this movie, because I think there's several great ones.
Yes.
So.
Well, especially after Matt Walsh's ending line, he's the most lovable face.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Most
I
lovable
just
face.
loved
Oh
it.
yeah, I
yes,
know.
he is.
Absolutely.
Well, real quick, before we move on to scene 3, we got to talk about Cedar Ridge Distillery. The weather is getting colder. The crispiness of the air. You're going to go on that nighttime walk. It's going to be cold outside. You're going to need to get back inside. You're going to need to warm yourself up a little bit. And honestly, one of the best ways to not only take the edge off, warm that body, warm that soul in the cold winter months is a good glass of whiskey. And the only way to do that is to choose the best whiskey on the face of this earth, and that is Cedar Ridge Distillery, distilled in our backyard in Swisher, Iowa. They've been winning countless awards around the world for what they're doing. You could possibly try their flagship bourbon, which hands down, anyone I talk to that has it, that is a bartender, says this is the number one bourbon we use in any of our craft cocktails. American bourbon, quintessential flag.
Yeah.
They're pouring whiskey in front of me. I can't even get the words right. Just use the flagship bourbon on a craft cocktail. Use the quintessential American single malt, which is just in a glass as a sipper. Like you got this high level executive job, and you're in your suit, and you need something at noon. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
You pour the single
You pull
malt.
this thing out. You've obviously got your own little Mad Men bar there,
Yes.
and it's just riddled with Cedar Ridge and a cool glass.
That's
and
what you want.
What you do.
Or you support the band that's breaking our hearts currently by getting rid of their drummer just recently, but you support
Yeah.
Slipknot, and you try their number 9.
Support Shaun and Corey.
Just support them. Well, support Cedar Ridge because they did partner with our friends at Slipknot, also from Iowa, and they blended like bourbon and rye together to make a number 9. Drown your sadness of losing your drummer of Slipknot by drinking some Slipknot whiskey. It's the
Yes.
only way. Go check them out, cedarridgedistillery.com. It's time to order some straight to your house or find your local distributor who can bring it to you, that you can go to get it. Okay, just let me have a sip of this. I can't even use words
what's your
anymore.
whistle, man? Let's go.
cedarridgedistillery.com.
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 Barrel proof, baby.
Tell me that's not delicious, though.
Come on now.
So, scene 3. The 4 characters go on a camping trip where Danny and Wheeler are saved from getting in trouble by Ronnie and Augie. Danny attempts to get Beth back, but she moves out. At a lair event, Augie manages to kill the king. After the king denies it, Danny stands up for him and gets them both kicked out of the game forever. Wheeler takes Ronnie to a party and ditches him for sex.
What would send this movie over the edge for me of loving it so far would be if David Wayne was playing Jane by Jefferson Starship.
Oh my
like in
God!
Wet Hot
yes.
American Summer.
Love, take me down to the streets.
And I love this. Come on, guys. They still make time for these on the nose jokes.
Yes.
It's like camping trip. There's always some guy who doesn't really know how to play an acoustic guitar. And then the next cut
Yes.
is David Wayne, the director himself, trying to say, Kumbaya. Wait, no. Yeah, wait. Kumbaya. Wait, hang on. Wait. Kumbaya. Wait.
It is, if you've ever been to a party or a fireside chat, that is what happens. In fact, I have a theory that anyone that actually travels with an acoustic guitar in an airport doesn't actually know how to play it.
Oh yeah.
That's my theory.
I love it.
Because I was a 14-year-old kid going, I got to bring my guitar with me to Florida.
Florida.
It's like now any guitar player I know worth their salt's like, I don't want to play that right now. I do that for a living. I'm actually leaving so I don't have to play guitar.
This is vacation for me, and I don't want to bring work along.
David Wayne, perfect. In case you don't know who David Wayne is, he's the guy playing that guitar. He is the director of this movie.
Yeah.
Just an absolute
Part of Stella.
Yes.
He actually has a cover band.
Oh really?
Apparently.
I hate him now.
No. Who's Jim Stansel?
Ken Marino.
Ken Marino is the singer, and he kills it.
Wow.
He's so good. David Wayne's the drummer.
Oh,
and
wow.
They're really good. I'll find the name of them real quick and let you guys know, but they're really good. Also, you got to talk about the truck that Wheeler drives.
Yeah.
The Bronco.
The Bronco.
Yes.
So a buddy of mine, Nick, pointed out to me, he goes, did you realize that the truck in this is the same as the American Pie 2 truck? And I was like, no.
Wow.
So I went back. In American Pie 2, Stifler's just standing up doing this to the beach going, woo! It's like the same fucking Bronco. I looked it up. It's not quite the same. They're both Ford Broncos. The one in this movie is a 1970 Ford Bronco. The one in American Pie 2 is 1982. So slightly different color. But if you recognize that, you'll be like, oh, shit.
Oh, hey.
That Bronco's so sick.
Change my prop to the Bronco.
Actually, I'd rather have that Bronco than the
100%.
Minotaur. Yeah.
The Bronco is like the fact that they just that there's just a simple factoid out there that says the car that Wheeler drives is a 1974 Bronco or whatever. It's like, okay. Well, it is fucking cool.
No, I mean, like you sympathize with our research process because every time we research like an action movie, it's like, and this gun was a 1945 45 caliber from Smith & Wesson. You know, it's like all gun nerd shit. I'm like, no one wants to hear any of this. Nobody.
By the way, they are called, David Wayne and Ken Marino's band's called the Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band. Look them up. Look them up and tag them. We want to talk to them.
Lovely.
How about this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
How about this fireside chat though? Like where there is some heart to this movie. I feel like Paul Rudd, Andy, and Augie. Like this is actually a really kind of heartwarming chat.
This is great.
He's like, you gotta. Why don't you give it to? Or do you have a girlfriend? He's like, what? No, of course I don't have a girlfriend. And they have that. He's like, I made it for you. You know, he's sewing the thing. Like, I don't know. I just really like both of those characters having this moment here.
Take a drink. I was watching this with my fiance, and I know how to know that a scene is heartfelt if she goes, "Aw," and like that happened, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're right." That is really sweet.
When's the next comedy bit?
Yeah.
Well, I think
Where's the boobs?
I think
Oh,
that's
there they are.
I think that is honestly one of the something really nice about this movie is, man, they're able to go back and forth very easily.
Yes.
Like they have really got this down, I think, to a good science of they don't mind slapping you with a little bit of an obnoxious humor. Like when Paul Rudd's like literally putting up the tent and Ronnie just goes I swear to God, I've never hit a kid. I will hit a kid. I will hit you. I swear. And then you have Augie back there. It's just like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you have that, and then it goes into like you say, like this fireside chat that he made him a patch. You know, he's really putting himself out there finally, and kind of trying to have this moment with what's Paul Rudd's character again? Andy.
Andy. Yeah.
And so yeah, I think it's I do really really like it, and I also really got to give props again to 80 Miles.
Dude.
He's just like
He kind of runs this whole thing.
and he just okay. Two things. I'll get to the fireside, but he says when he's walking by, he's like, and he's sitting on that bucket. They walk by him, and he's just sitting on a bucket, just chilling, pinching a loaf. He's just like, guys, you want to come on by? We're gonna be telling ghost stories.
It was the fucking best.
Do you remember the end of his ghost story? I had to pull it up. He goes, and as the barn door creaked open ever so slowly, standing there with the moon at his back and holding the severed head of the pediatrician's mother in his hand was Philip, the pizza delivery boy.
The beginning of the story. Come on, guys.
Come on.
Oh, guys. Oh, come on.
He really is stuck in like he thinks that all kids are perpetually 3 years old. You know?
Or the fact that he's basically telling a Dean Koontz novel over here. It's like nobody knows what you're talking about. This story must have taken like an hour and a half to tell.
He's a big fan of Dean Koontz.
He's a big
you
Dean
know
Koontz
that's
guy.
true.
And then Andy steps in and is like, in countries all over the world, including our own, children, many of them just like you, are abducted and sold into the world of underground sex trafficking. Whoa.
Okay, well,
A little bit too scary. Huh?
it's so obnoxious.
And so Sean William Scott's character
Wheeler
is getting his on. What's the drug?
Ambien.
Ambien.
Okay.
Were you about to say Midol or something?
Yeah, I was.
Oh.
I totally was. I don't know my drugs. He goes and starts to have sex with that woman. And then there's boobies. And then
Nice.
Ronnie sees him, and I'm just happy for Ronnie.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm really, really happy for Ronnie.
It is a funny thing when he's like, man, how are you so smart, Wheeler? He's like, well, I guess you probably didn't notice the double D monster size
it was
Hooters
such
over
a
there.
good scene.
Oh, and you also didn't notice that those hills over there look exactly like boobies.
Okay, so we let's compare this then. We have this heartfelt moment that happens in this time with Augie and Andy, and somehow this is equally heartwarming.
It is.
Because he's like teaching him about honestly, he's kinda,
teaching a 12-year-old kid about how to get a chick.
He's teaching him he's like, okay, you got to take a step back from this whole objectifying women thing, like blatant objectifying.
He's reeling it in.
He's like trying to reel him in. He's like, you got to
wheeling
stop.
it in.
He's
There you
wheeling it
go.
in, and he's like, look, he's like, yeah, we're guys. Everybody sees boobies. You got to rein it in, bro. Okay, you can't be doing this. You can't be running around like this. You're gonna turn into a monster. You know. And he's just telling him, he's like, hey, even the hills look like boobs. Okay, you know what? We never stare at them. It's like,
Yeah, you're right. It is somehow like equally as touching, but also very poignant, very important for him to learn.
it is. It's kind of sad.
If he's that horny this early, you got a problem, bro.
you got to rein it in, bro.
And it's stereotypically an arc of a story. We've built the trust of both kids, and now we have to destroy the trust of both kids.
Right.
So the first event happens at the battle. By the way, shit. Hold on. Here we go.
If we were on a train to go punch a face, I'm on board.
That's what I'm talking about.
It was hard to find a punchable face in this one, but it's at this battle. It's the troll in the tree that's like, the battle begins. Like there's just like the kid that just sits in a tree and goes, game over.
So he's
yeah.
at the end as well.
I'm just gonna punch him.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, get in the game. Quit being a loser. Hey, you're the loser among all of these losers. Like, get in the game.
All right. Yeah.
We don't need to have you in a tree. I'm gonna punch him.
That's a good point. I think honestly, my punchable face is there's a guy who sits next to Ken Jeong.
Okay.
And I think it's him.
Who's
It's the
feeding
long
him?
hair,
Yeah.
long hair guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one who's like feeding him. And that's
Okay,
the
cool.
guy I want to punch because I'm like, you have no purpose in this. I bet you die really early in these games
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah. All the time.
Yeah.
He's the first one.
Yeah, he's always out. Yeah.
Because
That's mine.
Ken Jeong's just going to sacrifice him. the
Yeah,
whole time.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, you got to think about it. The king's got his 3 people with it. Everyone dies, and then those 3 have to die for him to be the last one standing.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm gonna go with the guy that she was consulting. Elizabeth Banks was consulting when Paul Rudd.
Oh, do you know who that is?
Andy busts in and asks her to marry her.
He's
that
very, very prominent C-roll face.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
I think so.
Very prominent C-level face.
Shoot, I'm never going to find it. You guys can yell at us all you want, but
Yeah.
that man is something. And he goes, can you believe it? Me, I'm the one stealing all these things. Is that what you're talking about, the one she's trying to protect? She's got to go to court for?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sit down.
Yeah. He's just eavesdropping. I hate eavesdroppers.
Yeah, I hear you. No, you get to this battle, and my biggest question is, maybe this is just my cynicism of the modern world, but I don't see how this works, how Lair works, where you're really going to have people like get ready for this thing. Like, well, here we go. They walk out and some guy comes from behind and stabs them. And you're going to be like, all right, I guess my game's over.
Yeah.
Like they're going to do what fucking Ken Young does. But you didn't get me.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
Or like maybe in this whole game, depending on like if there's how many people there is, maybe there's like a regeneration station, but you can only get like 2 or 3 at a time. And then after 3, you're actually done.
Yeah.
Because he does say at one point, like the guy doing the rules, there's no rejuvenation potions or anything like that, or spells like to bring somebody back to life.
This is hardcore, man.
It just seems like it would be really hard to get enough people that like police that and be like, you're right, you did hit me.
Yeah,
you did get my arm.
That's the other thing.
Refs. No refs.
Yeah.
We've talked about it before. When you were young and like playing guns, like you just
didn't get me.
I got you.
You
like,
didn't get me.
All you would ever hear is like you'd see somebody and you'd be like, bang. I got you.
No, you didn't.
And then
No, you didn't.
no, you did. That's the game in a nutshell.
Yeah, I did.
I did too. Timeout. It's like, ugh.
I just feel like there'd be a lot more of that.
Okay, so yeah, you did get me, but I do have like a shield on.
Yeah, well,
and
it
so
hit my
that
armor.
Yeah, it hit my armor, so I'm still in technically. So
Yeah.
so go back over there and we'll
And
do
he even
this
tries to say that he's like, I had an invisibility cloak on me and
Yeah.
spell, and you didn't know about it.
Right. And that's
Matt Walsh comes in to defend.
yeah, that's the crap of it all. And Ken Young says something that's like, he has these little tidbits, these little comments that he makes throughout this, and he says, "No, I got you." He's like, "No, you didn't." It's whatever it is. He just has these little moments, little comments that I love so much. No, bullshit. It's like bullshit.
Doth you see me die? No, I did not, sir. Yeah.
But Danny does the shit of this is Danny does the right thing here.
Stands up for him.
Yes.
And he does, yeah.
And it just sucks that Danny is actually trying to do right by him.
Yeah.
But it unfortunately causes a negative effect. In fact, do you remember, I just thought of this, where I was trying to think of where I knew Matt Walsh from. He's been in a ton of stuff.
So much.
The one that just popped in my head was he was the doctor in Hangover when they're like trying to piece there. And he's like, can you tell us where that is? He goes, yeah, it's at the corner of Get a Map and Fuck Off.
And fuck off. Not my fucking problem.
Bradley Cooper looks up at him and is like, all right, asshole.
All right.
Yeah, and that's the bummer of it, because then like Danny's trying to do the right thing, but then Wheeler just fucks up. Like, so they play it off as the same thing, but they're very different.
Well, and this is the scene. Are we in scene 4?
No, we're in
We're still in 3.
We're still in 3. This is we got to ditch out for 6 and boobies.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well,
sorry.
No, we are doing that. You want to talk about?
Oh, we
sex
are in
and
scene
boobies?
4?
No, we're in scene 3.
we are in sex mode.
My God, where are we at?
What do you want? Just tell me what you want to talk
scene
about.
3. You got it, babe.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
No, but I like how these scenes are edited together. Like there's really no music. There's really nothing to tell you that this is like actually funny, even though there's some funny things going on. That like it cuts in between these two problems happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Which is economical and convenient for the movie, but it does work for me. Like I thought, like maybe it wouldn't. It was like, okay, they're setting up the inciting incident or the problem that they have to get over, And sometimes in comedies that can be glaringly.
This is where the movie sort of falls apart in most comedies, right?
Movies,
you've had these fun things, and now you got to reel in.
This
the
is
story.
where it's just like boring. It gets for most comedies, Like I don't care, just do more funny shit,
Right.
But I do think this really works, especially these two dynamics. They're both fucking up, and they can't be fucking up like this, especially with kids.
Well, taking him to a party is like that was your first mistake right
He
there.
didn't want to, and Ronnie talked him into it.
talked him into
He's
it.
like, come on, man.
Right.
I don't want to mess your game up for me. Let's go. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'll be your PIC.
That's true. He did talk him into
It's really
it.
Ronnie's fault.
You know what? You're right.
And
It's the
also,
kid's
like,
fault.
Ronnie
Let's
learned
just
to
say-
fucking mingle. You
Yeah,
don't have to be around Wheeler the whole time.
Yeah, dude. Hey, you gotta gain some confidence. You finish playing the game. Wait for the next turn.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro. You got plenty to do here.
Yeah,
Yep.
grab a beer, take a toke off one of them joints,
Yeah.
and just hang out, dude.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
What are you doing?
The guy he plays video games across from is kind of a punchable face too. But
that's a pretty good one.
that's a pretty good one. But I won't change up. I just need to make mention of it. Now,
Could you beat him in Mortal Kombat 2, you think?
I could.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. 100%. There's no contest. But guys, we're talking about top four all-time fantasies. What are you doing in this scenario?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Come on, guys.
Oh,
Come on, guys.
yeah.
he didn't. I mean, he makes the wrong choice, but he makes the wrong long-term choice.
The
Let's
wrong
just put it that way.
long term. Yes.
He makes the very correct short-term choice.
Yeah.
Or do you just get her number?
well,
That's not ever happening.
Yeah, I mean,
it was then or now.
it's
now or never.
Now
She
or
was
never.
planning the schoolgirl fantasy for some lucky gentleman that
Yeah.
night. She just broke up with her boyfriend. She's like, I got to do this with somebody.
yeah.
And
Jeez.
whoever it was.
And it's you right now. It's going to be somebody later, maybe.
It's true. If it wasn't going to be Wheeler, she was going to go back out there, and it was going to be somebody else. So it was a now or never scenario. Unfortunately, and you know what? Ronnie was the one condoning this all along.
He was. This
So
is Ronnie's. Ronnie would have been proud, actually.
I think he would have been proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what?
I'm a little kid. I'm scared.
Oh man. I decided to walk home. What a quitter.
What a
you know?
quitter.
Like,
Stick around. I would have told you all about it.
Yeah,
Would have
exactly.
let you smell my fingers.
duh.
God damn it. Did I say that? No, I wasn't talking about Ronnie.
Well,
No, yeah.
Oh.
No, he would have gone to his friend, and then Ronnie would have been like, what are you doing? He's like, well, you're too young
yeah.
to understand what I just did.
Scene 4?
Scene 4. After Wheeler's mess up and Danny's rough dinner party at Augie's house, the boys' parents don't want them involved anymore. This threatens to send the men to jail, and Wheeler and Danny's relationship ends. Wheeler reconciles with Ronnie and his mom. Danny gets the king to allow Augie back into lair for the final battle of the year.
I will say, too, earlier in the film that David Wayne sure knows how to do a montage with ELO and like even in Wet Hot American Summer, the whole going to town bit. It was so good, but like even the callback to "Oh fuck my cock."
I know. Oh yes. What a great, and again, like you see Andy kind of finally letting down the barriers,
Yes.
letting some of the cynicism go away, and he's playing this game with Augie in a coffee shop, and then he beats him. He's like, "Oh fuck my cock." Such a great. I have to see now every David Wayne movie that exists
There's
and
a
make
fuck my
sure
cock there.
there's a fuck my cock in there.
Again, if you don't know what that's a reference to, watch Wet Hot
Wet
American
Hot
Summer.
Yeah, we're doing it next summer. It's just
It's got it. You might
It's
as well get
gonna
prepared
happen.
now at this point.
Telling you.
Yeah, and this is pretty interesting too, because then again, Danny's still like doing the right thing here. He's at the dinner party, and he's like telling Augie's parents off like they are. It's pretty. Their reaction to him getting kicked out of lair is like, "Oh, thank God! Wow, you got him kicked out." It's like you guys are so out of touch
Yeah.
to what's going on here, and Danny again is doing the right thing by getting himself in trouble now, risking jail for Augie Farks to just be like, dude. Do what makes you happy, man.
I loved his performance in this, especially at that dinner scene. It's like I don't know. I think that's kind of an underrated performance from Paul Rudd, to be honest. Like it is like
right.
at the same time comedic, but and while being comedic, it is also very kind of. He is still like the straight guy almost, but reacting to a lot of the jokes around him, but still being the straight guy, and even especially in this moment. Telling his parents to fuck off and be like, he's the shit, dude.
You guys
I
suck.
don't understand how you guys don't see this.
It's a very layered performance that he gives that you don't see a lot from Paul Rudd. Most of the time, there is just kind of maybe 1 to 2 aspects of what he's doing because he's Paul Rudd. Because like especially now, I mean, Paul Rudd is like, we love Paul Rudd. Like Ant-Man Paul Rudd is we get who he's going to be, but there's a lot of layers to this performance actually. Which which, like I say, or like you had said, I do think it's actually a very underrated Paul Rudd performance.
Yeah.
Maybe very overlooked even when you really look at his whole catalog. So,
and maybe even a moment where, Danny does realize that, like, Wheeler finally gives up on him. Now everybody's giving up on Danny.
Yeah.
Danny.
His girlfriend gave
Danny,
up on him.
we've been saying Andy.
We said Andy.
I said
I
Andy.
think I corrected you. It was like, it's Andy.
Oh, sorry.
That's what I remember.
Danny. Yeah.
So sorry.
it's
the
Danny.
audience the entire time you've been listening to this.
Who's Andy?
Andy.
No, but maybe this is the moment for Danny, because like his girlfriend is not getting back with him. He's gonna go to jail. He just lost maybe the only friend he has in the world, and now his kid too as well. And it's like, I think this is the moment where it finally changes. This is where Danny makes that decision to go back, and he knows he's not going to make everything perfect, but he's like, I can at least help Augie. And he goes to the burger hole.
The burger hole.
And meets with them. I don't know why I love this scene.
This
And
scene
he-
is amazing.
And he's like, you got to kiss the hand. He's like, you're not serious, are you? Yeah, I am. And he's touching the thing. It's like,
He brushes his nose and shit.
and he has to like fake improv like in Old English, like he doth not knowest I'm hither.
I'm his.
But that's a noble thing for him to do. At least be like, hey man, I at least got to try to fix this with Augie.
Yeah, I do. At the same time, Wheeler is going to his mom's house to kind of reconcile as well. He says a line that I really, really liked is, the kid acts so tough, I didn't know I could hurt him.
It's very true.
I love that line. Like a lot of kids probably put up this persona of just like, I can't be touched and no one can, I won't let anybody in until I do, then you can hurt me,
Right.
I think that could be overlooked sometimes, and that kind of encapsulated that whole feeling to me. I like that a lot.
I think it's, and again, this is the breakdown. We did. I kind of missed it a little bit in reference to my prop with the pinball machine, and when he's showing Ronnie kiss, like he's doing this naturally, but this is the way to break through to Ronnie and start building a relationship. Is like you say, well, if this is what he's into, then go all in. Just like Augie with the lair stuff, right? He's like, look, all he's talking about is putting up this front and talking about boobies and like girls and all that. Awesome. Okay, whatever. Well, turns out Wheeler is the perfect person for this, because then he's like, this song, it's called Love Gun. It's a bunch of and it's by four Jewish guys who put on makeup and all they do is get laid. They've been getting laid for the last 30 years. Really?
Really?
And he's just stoked. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, man, this song, it's called Love Gun, and it's about Paul Stanley's dick. His dick is the gun. And just like going off, and he's just like, that's awesome. Oh man, this is super cool. Man, we have a lot in common. It's just like, it's very funny. It's like, and again, it's somehow very heartwarming
It is.
that he's breaking down these barriers with Ronnie.
Going back to the camping
telling a
scene.
12-year-old kid about dicks. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
that's heartwarming.
Because he's already talking about it. He's already going to be talking about it. He's already making plenty of jokes.
Let's make sure you do it safely.
Let's make
Yes,
sure-
exactly. So
Again,
Wheeler's got this down to a science.
It is.
And he's like, so I'm going to teach you the science in order to not be offensive to anybody.
Ah.
Yeah, he's like, with great power comes great responsibility, Ronnie.
Yes.
You can't just be running around. You have to contain it, I think it's actually incredibly heartwarming, and it's the same thing. He goes back to his mom, and they have a very nice moment, too. And she's like, I know who my son is, but, like, you hurt him. Like, you got in and you hurt him, and now it's like that's bad.
Yep.
So,
No, I love it.
I'm a lioness.
She definitely is.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last scene then. We got scene 5. After Augie finds out that he must start a new team, Ronnie, Wheeler, and Danny join him to fight the final battle, named Kiss My Anthea.
Fuck yeah.
They make their way through the battle, eventually outsmarting the king. Augie slays him and is crowned the new king until his love interest, Espelin, slays Augie. The battle's over. Everyone is happy. The end. If you're talking about montages, the Kiss outfitting montage is my favorite.
So good.
It's so good, dude.
It's
Even,
fucking
like,
genius.
When they even fucking roll up in the Minotaur and the flame spurts out, dude, it's so good. Also, a reminder that we are going to do Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for you to
Very
pick it.
soon.
I mean, you keep picking other movies, but
I
if you
know.
want to
Come
pick
on
it,
now,
go
you
for
know.
it.
No, it's great. Just my eyes deceive me. Oh, Minotaur.
And again, he's so good. Like I love their. I thought at first that his name's Kuzik.
Kuzik.
I was so mad. I was so mad at him for like betraying them.
Yeah.
But then you realize that they're playing roles.
Yeah,
like
it's a
that was his
game.
role. His role was to be like, yeah, I got to fuck you over.
Well, it's like any like D&D kind of campaign thing too. Like that's the role. Like he literally rolled.
He was given that role.
Yeah,
and he's like, he's dying, and he goes, get.
It's this.
And that is pure improv. That is pure. There's no better way.
Joe Trulio, man. He's like, you can't get any better than that.
It's so good. And like him when he the things it's the little things about his characters that he is so good at, and especially like even in the moments when he's not there, you know exactly who he is when he says, "Oh, it's Kazik. Oh, it's on fun. Oh, bid him good morrow." And then he's into it. He's like super into it. And then like when he walks up and he sees Paul Rudd, it's bid him good morrow. And then he walks up and he does like the handshake too, like
like that.
The arm handshake. Oh, good morrow. Oh, but kiss my Anthea. Work together. He's like, and then you've got Wheeler's like, man, this kid really gasses you up, huh? But not before he's like, the fuck are we doing?
Dude.
Like, it's so good, man.
But they're all in because they're all like, let's do it. Let's go.
And he's like, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the kids.
Cool.
Like, it's like, that's why.
It's cool, yeah.
And they're dodging their court date for this, essentially, is what it comes down to. And you kind of put that up there. You're like, wow.
Yeah, that's
like they
it's a big
basically
deal.
just committed to going to jail with possibly a longer sentence because they ditched out on their trial.
Ronnie dressed in the Gene Simmons. I wish
he got more camera time with that.
I did too, man. Like
because he does die right away, and he's a good death too.
It is very good.
It's a
but I'm
noble
just like,
death.
Damn, he looks so good as Gene Simmons.
I know.
Man. It's so awesome.
It's very good.
I do love, man. I'll tell you what I love most about Christopher Mintz-Plasse is his endearing, like, just kind of nerdness that he's in all of his movies. When he helps kill the person for Espelin, she goes, "Thank you," and he goes, "Yeah, anything." Well, okay, see ya.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. Or like when he has to, it's the same in Superman when he has to, like, they're going the same way. He says, "Okay, bye." I know it's a different character, but then they go running down the hallway.
I told her what time it was.
That endearing nature is just so. I will love that forever.
Yeah.
That just whatever. Okay,
We've all been there.
We've
man.
all been
Like,
there,
have
man.
A super crush on somebody, and he's like, "Oh, what do I do?
I don't know what to do at this moment.
Just leave."
And, yeah. I think he kind of comes out as one of the biggest roles, I think, in this movie because of it. Really, all comes back to what you said earlier, Mike. It all comes back to Lair.
Yeah.
I mean, where we're really ending this movie, and it really shows everyone's like commitment, and it's such an honest or like obvious character arc for everybody.
Yes.
Even Ronnie decided to do it.
It's like, let's go.
I would have said he was going to be the last person to do it, even before like Wheeler.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like everybody's had a really great like change of heart, and then again, we'll just make mention again. Matt Walsh just saying, it's addicting though, right? It's fun. It's a blast, man. It's so good.
Best exchange in this movie.
It is
by far. I loved it because it's like the epitome of this. Because this movie chose to have this as its like device, or it's like what it's hinged on. Like we were just saying, like this whole movie like kind of begins and ends with Lair almost. You know.
Yeah.
At least with watching the kids, but there's so much wealth of jokes that you can make fun of this kind of thing, like live action role playing, but also they don't. You know,
They
like,
make it look awesome.
They honor it.
They
you
really
know?
do.
And
that's a good point.
But like it's best of both worlds. Like it is funny. Like there is so much like it's nerd shit. It's always you can always make fun of that. But if you're into it, you're into it. Like he just said, he's like, well, I'll get in contact with you with my email. You know,
Yeah.
like,
I'd like to
I
think
fucking love
that
this.
they do continue to do this.
Definitely.
They have to.
I hope so. Like, you know, I don't know what their job situation was like at this point, especially Danny, because, I mean,
I think they got fired from Minotaur.
probably got fired.
Which also calls into question them taking the Minotaur truck.
Yeah, I know.
We
another
don't know.
little thing.
Might have stolen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's fine though.
But and again, it's a very heartwarming finish. I have to say though, everyone has these wonderful character arcs. Everybody kind of comes around. Augie's parents come around. They understand what he's doing. But the problem I have is the Esplin kill. Like you said, Mike.
Yeah.
Who's monitoring all this?
I was hiding in the bushes.
I was hiding in
Cool.
the bushes. That's a good strategy. It's like, what?
All hail Queen Esplin
Yeah,
of Nazor.
It's like, damn it. Like, no, I wanted it to be Augie.
I did want it to be Augie.
And
But
it's
see,
like-
he's cool because then he gets the kiss.
That's
He's got the
right.
girlfriend.
And maybe a plan all along.
It means
I know.
more.
I'm
It
gonna
means
set that
more.
up.
If you could have said Augie, you can either be the king of the realm or have a kiss with Esplin.
And maybe become king anyway. Boom.
You get both, bro.
See, now you're.
and then you got the hot dog in the bun.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
what does that look like?
What does that look like?
yeah.
Damn dog. Ladies and gentlemen,
Well,
Oh.
Well, that's got to be it.
I just want to say, I want a party at this lair party. It looks like the time of my
Absolutely.
life.
Dude,
That's
yeah.
all I want.
It's like a party at the Moon Tower, but in costumes.
Come on now.
Last thing I want to say though, did you know "Love Take Me Down to the Streets" is not a real song?
No.
It's literally not a real song.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So like they play it off so well in this movie that you're like, well, it's not a Paul McCartney song, but you're like, well, I've
Wings.
heard that, I've heard it. Paul McCartney impersonator Joey Corratalo provides the vocal for. They actually like recorded a song that says "Love,
my
take me
gosh.
down to the streets." They recorded it in the studio to play it at the end of this movie.
Love it.
Commitment to jokes.
I was just going to say, man, commit
Jesus.
to the bit. Unbelievable.
We would have all forgot about that if you wouldn't have done this.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's not a Wings song. It's not. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's the Dave Wayne. You know, "Love Take Me Down."
Oh,
Love
yeah.
Take Me
And
Down.
he
to
can
the
play
streets.
that one perfect, by the way.
Yeah, because we just recorded it.
Yeah.
The cast of characters ending, classic David Wayne. Fucking love it.
Love that.
Yep.
Well, boys, if you don't have anything else to say, we are at the end. We've talked about it with a modern day rating. We got to give it a number now. How we feel about it with the modern day. I'm going to go to the age. How do you feel about this, man?
It's a tough one to do, honestly. I comedies, especially, this movie feels like it was made a couple of years ago, to me. There's some obvious giveaways or whatnot with like the flip phones and more of that stuff, but it's always hard for me to do this with like the more recent current movies. I think it's very rewatchable. I think it's very funny. It's not one that I like seek out because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta watch Role Models right now. But at the same time, man, when Role Models is on, I'm down to just sit and watch this movie. Or somebody said, hey, we're going to watch Role Models tonight. I'd be like, oh, sweet, okay, that'll be fun. And we can just have a beer or something, you know what I mean? So I think it's a great movie. I think it's a really underrated Paul Rudd performance. I think the kids in it are actually great. I know like Christopher Mintz-Plasse really isn't like a kid, but I think that the performances are all great. You have an ensemble cast that you're bringing together that is tried and true. And then again, Mike, you brought it up that nobody's genuinely typecasted in this movie, I feel like. And so there's something very familiar and obviously very predictable about this movie and the formula to the movie. However, I'm completely okay with it because of how they kind of, shoot off from that every now and again, from that kind of standardized plot. It's very fun. It's very, very funny. It's obnoxiously funny at points. And it has people doing things that you wouldn't normally expect them to do. And that's a really, really great thing about a more current comedy. So that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and give this was in 2008. I'm going to give this a 7.9.
7.9. I agree with everything you say, man. Like, I don't know how you cannot watch this movie. If you're listening, you've never seen it, how you can't just hit play on this, hanging out on your couch and just be fully in.
Yeah.
I have to unfortunately have a young child at home now, so I sit in my living room on my comfy couch with earbuds in, Bluetooth connected to the TV, and I was like, Molly came out, she's like, hey, you're laughing really loud. I was like audibly laughing at this movie. It just got me so many times. I gotta consider this one of the funniest movies that we have done. I'm going to give this an 8.1 with a modern day. I love it. I love anything from these people. I will just give it to me. I'm in.
Everything you just said, man. I totally reflect. I had never seen this before, and like I said in the episode, I once I started this movie, I'm like, God damn it, I don't know one of these like the formulaic knocked up.
Why
did
Mike
things,
pick this?
Which have their place. Whatever you think about this movie's fine, but this it has David Wayne and has his kind of sensibility, and these actors, man. I don't think you can get any better with this, especially comedy wise. I think you should kind of even talk about this alongside of Wet Hot American Summer. It's that good.
It's like a finer, like a brought in, tamed version of for the
really
masses. Because Wet Hot American Summer is maybe not for everybody.
Yeah, no. What AJ was saying, it is like the big budget Wet Hot American Summer.
It's produced and it's tamed. You say,
mass produced. Like here you go.
A little bit more of the edit button was used.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna
That's
say
it.
I'm gonna say 7.69 because funny.
7.69.
Oh, because it's funny. I get it.
Yeah.
Well, we got to go to executive producer Michael Giuliano. He said, I've had fond memories of this movie, but it's been a long time since I really sat down and watched it. So I was actually a little nervous to see what I thought of it. Some of those early and late 2000s movies have aged like milk, and I really didn't want to find out that this was one of them. Thankfully, that was not the case. If anything, as a grumpy adult who is slowly being driven insane by people on a daily basis, I work retail, I've never related to Paul Rudd's character more, which may say more about me than the movie, but nonetheless. The jokes still landed great, the timing was fantastic, and the chemistry between everybody was fantastic, whether it was the bigs and the littles, Scott and Rudd, or Rudd and Elizabeth Banks, who is a great voice of reason throughout the movie. It's very true. We didn't talk much about
her, and I actually really liked her performance in this movie. They did not make her an outlandish person.
Yes, she didn't have enough to really be a big defining part of the movie, but she's fantastic.
She's perfect.
It showed her chops as a very talented actress.
Another relationship, by the way, between Paul Rudd and Elizabeth Banks. Wet Hot American Summer, no big deal. Not only that, but the movie plays like a guess who of random character actors and future stars before they got some of their bigger roles, which makes it a lot of fun to rewatch. Pre-Hangover Ken Jeong, pre-Brooklyn 99 Joe Latrulio, who I almost didn't recognize, Keegan-Michael Key, Louis C.K., Matt Walsh, the list goes on, and holy hell, Christopher Mintz-Plasse really does look like Marvin Hamlish.
Who the fuck is Martin Hamlish?
And it's not much, but the soundtrack really is a lot of fun too, and I can't even call myself a big Kiss fan. I agree with you, dude. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go.
It gets you pumped.
The movie just does a really good job of getting you into it, I guess. I also love the whole running gag with the made-up Wings song, which I missed entirely the first time I watched it. I'm glad that, to me anyways, the film holds up and has aged pretty damn well. I feel like this definitely got overshadowed by Step Brothers, which came out in the same year and was definitely a bigger commercial hit.
Yeah.
For me, though, Role Models has a special place in my heart. It really does show some true sappy emotion at its core, which is nice to see in a screwball comedy. And it doesn't matter that my cousins and I are in our late 20s, early 30s now. We'd probably all still sell a kidney to be able to taste the beast and drink a can of Minotaur. That'd be a great prop. My modern day rating is going to be an 8.5.
Nice.
Fellas,
Damn.
that takes us to an 8.05 for a modern day rating. And that's going to slide in all by itself at number 35. That is right below Happy Gilmore and The Matrix, right above Field of Dreams, Karate Kid, Beetlejuice.
Damn.
Wow.
That's a pretty solid rating there,
especially
for
a comedy, man. That is good.
My guess, and I'm going to take a quick look here. My guess is that's going to be one of the highest comedies we got. I mean, like flat out comedies. We got Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber's up
Shaun
there.
of the Dead, Dumb and Dumber. We got, I mean, like you're starting.
Airplane is up there, maybe.
Hold on. Raising Arizona, I'd call that a bit of a Blues Brothers. Yeah, maybe. Uncle Buck's up there. Wedding Singer's up there. Big. Bill and Ted's, Happy Gilmore. Then, yeah, I mean, if you're talking about straight comedies, this is going to be a top 5 for us, I think, at this point. So
I'm okay with that. I like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we hope you enjoyed everything about this episode. Thanks for being here. Tune in next week as we hit Son-in-Law for a little Thanksgiving treat, followed by a slow move into Christmas season. We're going to be hitting Bill Murray and Scrooged.
Ooh, finally.
Wow.
And if you're new to the podcast, go back this time last year, American Psycho. That is a super, super fun episode. My guess is many of you maybe didn't listen to that because maybe you haven't seen the movie, perhaps. I don't know, maybe. watch the movie, listen to the episode. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
Guys, take your time and always go back, listen to those fun episodes, see the progress of this show because, well, there's been a lot. We really appreciate you listening to this show. Role models, that was a surprise, right? That's right, it was. You can make sure you're following along on social media at Confused Breakfast. Just search for Confused Breakfast. Make sure you're leaving us a review. 5 stars is what we always prefer. You can write us a review on Apple Podcasts or just drop that 5 stars on Spotify, wherever you're listening. And by all means, check us out on YouTube. We're here on the YouTube doing all the fun things in our new set. Well, kind of new set. And it's not new anymore, guys. Just come on into YouTube land with us and watch the show.
ConfusedBreakfast.com. You can go see our merch. You can get some shirts. You can get some koozies. You can get some, I think you can get some Minotaur energy drinks on there with our name on it, probably.
Yep,
sold out.
Damn.
There you go. You can also go to that same damn website and see our ratings we've done. See the ratings for the movies that AJ has reviewed. See the movies for the ratings that I've reviewed, as same as for Mike. And then see our overall ratings for the show. I love you. Goodbye.
Support our sponsors, Every Plate, Cedar Ridge Distillery on this episode. Support us directly by going to patreon.com/confusedbreakfast. Learn a bunch more. Get some free bonus episodes. All kinds of fun stuff. We are produced by Upload Media Group in Cedar Rapids. We finally, after a 7-year hiatus, we got Craig back on the controls. Learn more at uploadmediagroup.com. Also, we are part of the Cloud 10 iHeart Podcast Network. Get more at cloud10.fm. That's it for us. I got to pee so bad.
Same. Craig's off being a thespian. And a good one at that.
Shut your whispering eye. Proud of you.